All right, let's jump right into one of the biggest and yet smallest mysteries out there. It's a question that pops up in our everyday lives, but the answer, well, the answer literally runs the entire universe. We're going to find out what really happens to energy. Oh, you totally know this feeling, right? You've had a crazy busy day, or maybe you just finished a really tough workout and you were just wiped, drained. You feel like your personal battery is completely dead. You've used up all your energy, or at least that's what it feels like. So, where did it go? Did it just poof into thin air? Did you somehow destroy it just by running around? That's the real mystery we're diving into. If you started with a full tank of energy and now it's gone, where is it? The answer, it turns out, is tied to the most fundamental rule in all of reality. So let's get into it. Yeah, it turns out the universe has a very strict, absolutely non-negotiable rule when it comes to energy. It's a law so powerful, it dictates everything from the way a candle flickers to how a star explodes. So, what's the fancy official name for this number one rule? It's the first law of thermodynamics. Now, all that says is that in any closed-off system, and you can think of the whole universe as the ultimate closed system, the total amount of energy never changes. It's constant. You can't make it from scratch, and you can't get rid of it. But here's the simple, much more memorable way to put it, and this is the part you really want to lock in. It's basically the ultimate recycling law of the cosmos. The universe has a fixed amount of energy, and all that energy is just constantly changing its shape and its form. A good way to picture it is like a cosmic bank account. The total balance in the account never, ever changes. Energy can get moved from one place to another, or it can be converted into a different kind of currency, but the grand total, it stays exactly the same, right down to the last penny. Okay, so to really see how this cosmic balancing act works in the real world, let's play detective. We're going to investigate 3 everyday examples where energy seems to pull a disappearing act. And we'll start with something super simple and familiar. Picture this. You pour yourself a fresh, steaming hot cup of tea. It is just full of thermal energy, heat. You set it on the counter, you get distracted, and when you come back, it's lukewarm. So the heat, it seems like it just vanished. But did it? Let's actually trace where that heat went. That intense thermal energy in the tea doesn't just cease to exist. No, it radiates outward. It moves from the hot liquid into the cooler little particles of air all around it. So while the tea loses that energy, the room gains the exact same amount. You see, the total amount of energy in the whole system, which is the tea plus the room, stayed exactly the same. All that happened was a little redistribution. The energy didn't vanish, it just moved on. Okay, let's level up. We're going to go from a simple cup of tea to something way more complex, a car engine. This is a machine that is literally designed to convert energy from one form to another. So you start with chemical energy, which is locked up inside the gasoline. When the engine ignites that fuel, a really powerful transformation happens. Part of that chemical energy gets converted into mechanical energy, the stuff that actually pushes the pistons and makes the wheels turn. The rest of it, it becomes thermal energy, or heat, that you can feel coming off the engine. So once again, no energy was actually lost here. It's all accounted for. It just went from one form, chemical, into 2 totally new forms, mechanical and thermal. You could say it just changed its costume to do a different job. And now for our final case study, let's bring it all the way home. We're going to look at probably the most amazing and complex energy conversion machine that we know of, the human body. I mean, think about it. When you eat food, you're literally fueling up with chemical energy that's stored in that food. And your body is an absolute master at converting that energy into, well, everything you do. It becomes kinetic energy for every single move you make. It becomes the thermal energy that keeps you warm. And it even becomes the tiny jolts of electrical energy that fire between your neurons and create every single one of your thoughts. And this brings us right back to that very first question. That feeling of being totally exhausted, it is not a sign that your energy is gone or destroyed. It's actually proof that you have successfully transformed the chemical energy from your lunch into other forms, like the motion of your muscles and the heat that your body has released into the world. So, okay, this is all cool, but why does this law really matter? Well, understanding that you absolutely cannot create energy out of thin air, that has some huge implications, especially when we talk about a really fascinating but ultimately impossible idea. For hundreds of years, inventors have been obsessed with this dream of building a perpetual motion machine. You know, a device that could just run forever with no fuel, creating its own energy and doing work for free. I mean, it sounds amazing, right? The ultimate invention. But there's one massive problem. Every real machine we have ever built, from a simple lever to a giant power plant, follows one simple rule. You have to put energy in to get work out. But a perpetual motion machine claims it can defy this rule, that it can get work out of absolutely nothing. And the first law of thermodynamics is the universe's final word on the subject. It is the ultimate proof of why this is impossible. You can't get something from nothing, period. So, what have we really learned today? That energy is eternal. It flows and weaves through the entire universe in this constant cosmic dance. It's always changing form, always moving from one place to another, but its total amount never ever changes. It's been that way since the very beginning of time. And that kind of leaves us with one final mind-bending thought. The energy that makes up you right now, the energy powering your thoughts as you hear this, has always existed and it will always exist. It will just be transformed. So the real question is, what will it become next?